What is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video. Wow, the Las Vegas Raiders have fooled us once again. Just as the Raiders go 3-3, we go on a 2-game winning streak. We're going against a 1-5 Chicago Bears team that you theoretically would think we should be able to win. We can get 3 wins in a row and then go into a big game at 4-3 versus the Detroit Lions. But something in the back of my mind had a feeling that we might have been able to lose this game. And even if we were going to lose, I didn't expect we were going to play as terrible as we did today. This game was just absolutely terrifying to watch. It was absolutely horrible. Honestly, it's probably one of the worst games I remember watching as a Raiders fan, and that's saying a lot. Just in general, like I really felt like I just wasted 3 hours of my time watching that. And really the biggest takeaways from this game is this team did not look prepared on either side of the football. And you know, the easy target right now for sure is going to be the offense. The offense only was able to put 3 points on the board going into the fourth quarter. In total, we had 12 points, which in reality, we only had 6 points, 2 field goals because the last touchdown was in garbage time. And look, this is exactly why I wanted us to go ahead and start Aiden O'Connell. And look, maybe if you would have started Aiden O'Connell, maybe we still would have lost. Who knows? But look, I'm very confident that we'd have been a lot more competitive with Aiden O'Connell than we would have been with Brian Hoyer, as you saw today. Just Brian Hoyer looked terrible out there. The guy's missing all types of throws. And look, who would have thought, right? I mean, Josh McDaniels tries to play it safe with the guy he knows, the guy that has all the experience in the world. Look, I don't care how much experience that guy has. He's just a bad football player. He's like 40 years of age. He hasn't been a starter in 7 years. It makes no sense to go with him, but he went with the safe option, like I said. And it definitely backfired on Josh McDaniels. Look, sometimes when you try to play it safe too much, sometimes when you're too conservative, that's also a very risky move. But yeah, this offense looked horrible out there. We aren't able to get any points on the board, any touchdowns, struggling to just move the ball. Brian Hoyer had 2 interceptions, 1 pick six. And look, Brian Hoyer, he's the type of quarterback that, look, maybe he can get you by for a half like he did last week against the Patriots. And even then, he looked okay, didn't look good or anything like that. But the guy clearly showed that he's not an NFL starting caliber quarterback. But of course, Josh McDaniels chose to go with him in today's game. And even though I was not a big fan of Brian Hoyer, I still didn't think this offense was going to be that bad. I thought we would at least put I don't know, 17 points on the board against a Bears defense that isn't very good, and we weren't able to get anything all day long. That's just absolutely embarrassing. And look, this starts with Josh McDaniels as a head coach. Look, before the season, even if you would have told me that we were going to miss the playoffs and have a down year, I still didn't think Josh McDaniels was going to get fired. Look, after losses like this, when you lose against another backup quarterback who nobody's heard of this guy's name, the backup quarterback of the Chicago Bears, you make him look good. And more than anything too, you know, you're not able to make this guy feel uncomfortable like at any point of the game. So when it comes to the offense, yes, very terrible. But also this defense, I was very disappointed with the defense as well. They did not look good out there. And look, I'm very disappointed because I thought they've been playing a lot better this season. The past 2 games, they did pretty good. Yes, it was against some inferior competition. But look, the Chicago Bears are also inferior competition. So I thought they would back it up once again another week. And the biggest issue on defense was we were unable to stop the run. It really started up front in the trenches. After that, they were able to get in all types of 3rd and shorts where they could just, you know, make it very easy on the backup quarterback, doing a lot of screen passes, a lot of outside zone runs. And like I said, we were just unable to stop them on the run. They just completely dominated us up front. And then just in general, the defense played very, very sloppy. We were missing tackles left and right. We weren't even close to getting any turnovers on the day. So very, very bad performance overall. And like I said, this really starts with head coach Josh McDaniels. He's the one that's got to come prepared into this game. And look, us as the fan base, we're the ones coming out and saying, look, don't start Brian Hoyer. He's a bad quarterback. He's mid at best. And you would think Josh McDaniels being at the practices, you know, seeing these guys play firsthand, you would think that he could see that Brian Hoyer just isn't it. And like I said, maybe you start Aiden O'Connell, maybe we still lose, but I 100% guarantee you that we would have been a lot more competitive with the young rookie than with Brian Hoyer out there. And who knows, maybe we could have won the game with Aiden O'Connell. But look, that's in the past. That's already happened. Nothing we can do about that now. And really, with the Raiders losing a game like this, being at 3-4 in the regular season, and like I said, the Raiders definitely fooled us once again. Just as we were starting to get our hopes up, they show us truly what kind of team they are, and that's just a bad football team in general. With this being said, I thought Josh McDaniels was gonna survive this year. Even if he did bad, maybe he was gonna get fired at the end of the season. But after performances like this, where you lose to a backup quarterback and the Chicago Bears, a 1-5 football team, and not only that, you didn't just lose, you got absolutely dominated. Look, it's definitely time to talk about whether or not Josh McDaniels is truly going to get fired. Now look, I have no idea what's going through Mark Davis's head. I don't know if he's really contemplating firing Josh McDaniels, but look, at this point, I would not mind it at all, because another factor to it too was I didn't want us to fire Josh McDaniels because maybe it's going to make our franchise look like a complete dumpster fire, like we're just absolute chaos over here as an organization. But look, with Josh McDaniels as it is, I don't really think he can get much worse. So at this point, Josh McDaniels has to be put on the hot seat. If Mark Davis isn't considering firing this guy tomorrow, if he doesn't make a drastic change, then it just shows you that Mark Davis really doesn't care about winning at this point in time. And ultimately, I don't know what the plan is for this organization moving forward. I don't know, does Mark Davis just want this organization to be maybe a 6th to middle of the pack football team? And is he just content with having Allegiant Stadium being sold out by opposing fans, by visitors? Look, I don't know what's going on with this organization, but it's gotta change. Something drastically has to change, and I think it starts with Josh McDaniels. Look, I'm not gonna put all the blame on Josh McDaniels, but he has a huge part in this. He's the offensive guy. He's the offensive-minded head coach. The offense stinks. The personnel, just in general, he's the one that's controlling who should come into the building, what free agents we should sign, what players we should draft. Him and Dave Ziegler, to me, they gotta go. And look, at this point, with the Raiders being 3-4, the Bears are now 2-5, and then the New York Giants also won today. Look, the Raiders aren't too far away from potentially being a top 2, top 3, and eventually, if we keep playing like we're doing, we may be able to get the #1 overall pick in the NFL draft next year. So look, I think this is definitely a moment where Mark Davis has to make a crucial decision for this franchise moving forward. Look, at this point, if you fire Josh McDaniels and we basically just go into tank mode, really, how bad of a scenario is that? Like I said, can it get worse than what it really is right now with Josh McDaniels? At that point, you just put anybody as an interim coach, maybe Rob Ryan, whoever it may be. But at that point too, I mean, you look for the new head coach in the offseason, and then we're going to have a lot of cap space next season, and we're going to have a premium draft capital. And look, I may just be getting ahead of myself, but look, that's what happens when you have terrible performances like we saw today. As I said, one of the worst games I've seen. It really feels like I just wasted time watching that football game. But Raider Nation, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I definitely want to get your guys' feedback. And also, for anybody that's new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. That being said, I will see you guys in the next one.